Countdown clock on the overlay. Chest scrolling fast, can't read a thing. Got my day ones, got some new names, all riding in on this pixel wave. Scene switch quick, that raid just hit. Hype train glow with the stickers lit. I say, yo, fam, this our year. You spam those emotes, fill the screen in hell. Rocking in the new year on Steve's very own. Every fall like a firework blow. From the VODs to the live shows on. We're loud, we're here, we're here. Rocking in the new year on Steve's very own. From the looks right to the chat full blown. If you're in this stream, you're never alone. We're loud, we're loud, we're here, we're home. Take that shot when the timer drops. Hit go live and the beat just pops. Got bad jokes and my best friends, turning quiet nights into wild weekends. Pull up chairs in a digital room, turn that late night scroll to a full-on boom. I say 3, 2, 1, let's ride. You flood the screen, all caps in the sky. Rocking in the new year on Steve's very own. Every fall like a firework blow. From the VODs to the live shows, oh, we're loud. We're here, we're home. Rocking in the new year on Steve's very own. From the looks right to the chat full blown. If you're in this stream, you're never alone. We're loud, we're here, we're home. Type it out, let me see those hands in the chat all across the lands. From the small screens glow to the massive dreams, we're building this brick by brick as a team. New year, same crew, new place to own. New clips, new bits, new inside jokes. Turn it up till the neighbors know. Steve's very own, let the whole world know. Rocking in the new year on Steve's very own. Every follow like a firework blown. From the VODs to the live shows on. We're loud, we're here, we're home. Rocking in the new year on Steve's very own. From the one to the chat full blown. If you're in this stream, you're never alone. We're loud,
That's quite big. Impressive.
click on the stream, light the spark. Steve's very own, tearing through the dark. Boom, my fingers on the keys. Old school rhythm, bend in the breeze. Building his world one clip at a time. Pixel by pixel, climbing the climb.
This
no
is
map, no
an
guide,
important
just
day.
the
Big day.
screen's glow. Steve very own and the show. Hey chat, you there? Hey chat, who cares? Steve's very own, breaking the code. He's got the fire, riding the load. Steve's very own, the crowd's his soul.
All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good
You are
evening.
enjoying Steve's very own live.
I sure hope so. Again, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are from. Welcome to whatever. It's Wednesday. I not much doing today. I've spent the last couple of days um setting up my Linux setup. Today we're back on Windows. I almost forgot. In just a few days I was doing Linux, what I had set up on Windows because I was um, getting voice uh, changes to work, and we were doing it through a program in Linux called Easy Effects, which works through its Pipewire sound system. Linux got a lot of kind of weird and different names out there, compared to Windows and Mac. But Easy Effects is pretty cool. A little more difficult for me to get the voices right. Here on Windows, I'm using a VST, and it's more graphic. More graphical, so I don't have to do numbers, but I can see it a little bit better. And I think the VST is a little more, how shall we say, easier to use, and being on Windows, you can get quite a few of them. I've added a old time record player VST to some sounds to make it sound like 1930s records, and that to give it that old time radio sound. And some of the sound bites here on Windows. Linux is a little bit difficult. You can get a lot of voice changes and things like that, but to hook them up with StreamerBot, that's another thing because you don't want to manually do it. And I think I did pretty well with setting it up. Got some adjusting to do on the hologram and the robot. The Easy Effects sound program has a lot of plugins or filters in it. I am not an audiophile by any means, and I have been looking things up and trying to find out what's the best way to do this and that. And all I can do is by ear, I'll listen to it as I'm adjusting it. But Easy Effects is kind of designed to make things more clearer, not so much to mess things up. So I got to use probably some setups or some filters that are not normally used in a certain way to get it to work. But watch the stream from yesterday, and if you were on Linux, and you're looking at using the Winer Bottles install of StreamerBot on Linux, it should help with getting automatic sounds through your actions and that. So that's what I've been doing the last few days. I also one of the streamers out there likes my notification plugin, and I sent it to him, and he wants it a little more specialized. I have mine just kind of like a regular Windows or Linux notification. And it says notification, and you can put any wacky message in there. But I have icons from a website called Dice Bear, where you can throw all sorts of different icons or remotes in your setup. But he wanted it more personalized, so I worked on that today for him. Not any by any means any programming or genius, but it was using HTML. And yes, in all transparency, I was doing it with the help of ChatGPT. More AI slop. So just got on for a little bit. I've had a terrible headache through most of the day. I've been trying not to take a lot of Tylenol, and especially ibuprofen. Ibuprofen kind of affects an issue that I have. And unfortunately, that's the stuff that works really good with, inflammation and that, not the Tylenol. Tylenol works up here. Basically, if I'm not a doctor, but I did stay at a Holiday Inn once. Tylenol actually, it was when it first came out, it was like the miracle drug. And no, it doesn't cause autism. Uh, you know, uh, if you believe it to be so, show me the studies. Um, why do I know? Because I have a son that is on the spectrum, and my wife and I, over the years, have done a lot of research on our own. But anyway, I digress here. So Tylenol raises, actually, what it does is raises your pain level, so you can deal with the pain better. That's how Tylenol does its magic. But as far as inflammation goes, it could do that, but you're still going to have a lot of inflammation, and that's where your NSAIDs, your ibuprofen, and your naproxen, even to a lesser part, aspirin, because aspirin's in that same family. Hits the inflammation at its source. But it can be an issue with, like, if you have some blood issues or weak stomachs and on all that. So I've taken way too much over the years. Don't think that there's much of a problem, but you never know. But I do know that it was affecting a certain issue, and that I cut down on it really changed. So it's dealing with more pain. I don't know. It is what it is. You get old and you get all these aches and pains, between the back and then the hand, and then the knee is starting to bother me, and, going to be 70 this year. I think I look pretty good for 70. But enough of health issues and that. So just figured I'd get on, see who can join tonight in the chat. I just wanted to sit down for a little bit. I've been busy cooking tonight, where I am making gnocchi. That's the Italian kind of dumplings. And making my own marinara sauce. And Italian sausage. That's what I'm making for me and my wife. My son already had pizza for dinner. So good Italian night. The gnocchi is basically it's made with potatoes. You can, boil up some fresh potatoes, smash them down, and you add a couple cups of flour, a couple of eggs, some salt, mix it up. My mom, and it's actually the same recipe that you can use for Polish dumplings. To make it the Polish end, you then fry it in butter and breadcrumbs, and that gives you kluski. A couple of names for it. But I had thinking about it the other day. I'm like, actually, we were visiting my father-in-law, and his wife wanted to take us out to dinner, but we didn't have enough time, and wanted to take us to this European restaurant and that has dumplings and such. So you could use the same recipe for regular gnocchi, which I got that stuff all boiled already. And you can kind of fry gnocchi up a little bit with some butter. But I'm just going to leave it boiled and dump it with some fresh marinara sauce. And I just make a simple marinara sauce with, it's a couple cans of chopped tomatoes, and I cook it for, hours with, I saute onions at first, and then some garlic. I add some basil to it, and then some Parmesan cheese, and just let it cook down so it gets a little bit thicker, and keep mashing it. You want to leave chunks of some tomato in there. Same kind of recipe I use when I kind of do a marinara topping for pizza. When I make my wife and I a more what we call an adult pizza. Not every my son doesn't like chunks of tomatoes in that, but it's funny. He will eat my marinara sauce. You know, um, but so that's going to be for dinner and that with a salad. So the only thing that's missing is some garlic bread, but I don't have any bread. I didn't make any bread today. On Sunday, the coffee clutch, we did a lot of talk about cooking, made a lot of people hungry, so that happens here a lot. A lot of food. We talk about a lot of food. What's been going on with you guys? Watching anything special? Just got done. So for the month or so, we had a gift card from Netflix and are doing Netflix for probably a little over a month. I think for a month it was the $17.99. It was a $25 gift card, so it'll take us through about 5 weeks, and then we'll give up on that for a while. And I think the next plan is to get Paramount for a week. We just go in and we binge for a while, and there's just no reason to keep a long subscription on some of these services. Yes, if you're big on catching it for the first time, I guess you're gonna do that, but I don't care. If I get a chance to watch it, that's great. Because as I go through Netflix, which has a lot of good stuff, I'm like, either I've watched it before, or some of the new stuff doesn't interest me. Although I have been a big fan of the Lincoln Lawyer, and Michael, they're Michael Connelly books. He's also the writer that created Bosch. And in the books, they are like half brothers. Daddy was a Rolling Stone, and wherever he laid his hat was his home. But because Bosch is on Amazon and the Lincoln Lawyer Mickey Haller is on Netflix, the two shall not meet, unfortunately, because in the novels, Connelly had them. I think in about six of the novels, I've read 3 of them. And it was an interesting pair up. So season 5 for next year is going to start out with they're going to change it around. Now all of a sudden he's going to find out he finds out that at the end of the season that he has a half sister, and Kobe Smulders from Avengers, and that will be playing his half sister. And I guess she's going to kind of take over or do the kind of the Bosch role. And I watched The Old Guard 2. I watched the last time we had it. I watched Old Guard 1 with Charlize Theron. A different type of story about some immortals. They don't chop their heads off, but and then this season they had Uma Thurman was in it, and she's the bad guy. So there was some good sword play because of her skills from Kill Bill. Not sure what else I'm gonna watch on Netflix. We did watch. They had we love Medea's the Medea movies. Just my wife just absolutely loves them, and we've been watching them for years. I mean, we'll watch them over and over again. And this one was Joe's college road trip, and if you know who Joe is. He's Medea's brother, and also Brian is his son. It's his father, and Brian's son is going to go to college, and he decides to let his father take him on this road trip to make him more of a man and consciously aware of what he is, who he is, where he comes from, and that probably in all the Medea movies that we've watched, this had the most, and I don't mind. I could be pretty vulgar at times. Good swear word here and there, but yeah, a lot of F bombs and all that stuff was in there and that. But good. It was a good, a funny movie to watch.
Steve, someone has joined the chat on Twitch.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Hey, Omega Beast, welcome to the party, pal. How are you? How's things going on your end, in your neck of the woods? How's the weather been for you? I hope good. Oh, wait, let me get some. Got to turn on some music. Listen to a little Freddie Jones Band tonight. I like Freddie Jones Band. They got a real good live album. They're a good kind of summer band. But it's almost summerish today as far as I'm concerned. It's currently 52 or a plus 10 or so. Doing well. Had no idea he was live streaming right now. Yeah, my Wednesday stream. Well, I have it set on Twitch, and I even placed a stream schedule as best I could in YouTube in the comments, and I pinned it under the community tab. And I got either 3 o'clock in the afternoon or 7 o'clock or so in the evening on Wednesday. I think it's mostly going to be evening now. My son now has basically 3 karate classes on a Wednesday night because now he's a 4th degree black belt, and one of the classes he has to help teach. So he starts out at 6 and then doesn't get home until after 8:30. My wife takes him, and then she goes, hangs out. She'll either go to the gym and work out because she worked today. She gets home just in time to take him. And then she'll go and sit and relax, go to McDonald's or something and grab a tea. So I think going forward, most Wednesdays, you'll find me on around this time. So I do stream Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, and Sunday. Every once in a while, I will throw in a Friday or a Saturday. I don't often stream on Mondays. Because I do try, my idea is my Sunday stream, then I kind of look at it on Monday and see what I need to fix. Tuesday stream are going to be about Linux, and those are going to be my afternoon. Yeah, I think we're about the same time zone, even though you're in South America. So around, we'll say 3 p.m. in the afternoon, I'll be on. And we're going to be working on a streaming setup in Linux using StreamerBot in bottles. It's been pretty interesting. I don't think, at least for the time being, that I would even consider going back full time to Linux for streaming, because I've just gotten so much to work with Windows without workarounds, because a lot of this stuff is designed for Windows. Many VSTs work on Windows, so I can make a bunch of different sounds and voice changes in that if I want, and then all sorts of other things that you can do that you can't really do on Linux. And the whole idea is, I'm not going back to those those we're going to go over this distribution today. I'm so done with that. Let other people do it. Let the new generation do it. I just want to make and build and create things to stream with. And if it helps a few people on, coming over from Windows, because the big thing is coming over from Windows to Linux to stream. Because I often see so many in the OBS Discord forum, not knowing what they're really doing, you know. Oh, I heard Linux was going to be great, and I'm having all these problems. You know, a lot of considerations to make, actually. I don't even consider the politics of Windows. You know, I'm going to steal my information and all that stuff. Shame on you, Steve. Shame on you. Hey, that's okay. It works. And I don't have to do workarounds. I'm kind of done with that too. I just want to be able to get on my computer and play. I don't want to also have to keep my system up. Now I am kind of challenging that being on an Arch-based system, but Endeavor OS is pretty darn stable, and they do a pretty good job of keeping it together. It's not like I'm going to install Arch through the wiki and all that. That is not what I'm going to do, and if one doesn't like it, oh well, that's just the way it is. So that's what I'm doing on Tuesdays. And Wednesday is going to be kind of like whatever. You know, I didn't feel like doing anything really technical today. Although I did need to check out, so I was I do rewatch my streams to see where certain actions, and I'll zip through it and that, like the when someone comes in first words and join the chat. I think Endeavor is pretty amazing. It's pretty vanilla. You know, I'm on Endeavor GNOME, and yeah, you know, I installed a lot of extensions, but they're pretty much extensions that aren't going to break, that keep up because they're very popular in that. But you know, I haven't had any issues. I think the only thing that I've really installed from the AUR is OBS, because it's a more complete package. One of the OBS support volunteers over in Discord is the one that put it together. So it's not officially supported, but they will support it in the Linux Discord, which is pretty nice. And he's bundled up a lot of the plugins. I think there's only 2 or 3 plugins that I can't use on Linux at all. And I'll get around that. You know, I'll get over it. I have like 30-something plugins installed, which everybody says is way too much. But hey, you know, I'm going to live a little bit dangerously. Today installed an update for Plasma D on Endeavor, and 2 things broke in the window tile plasmiding effect around window corners. Okay. Because I thought KDE just had a big update in that, but yeah, I know you've always kind of been a KDE guy. In fact, you were setting up you were customizing your desktop with KDE and that to make it look like Mac. But I'm happy enough. I've tried KDE a couple of times, and it was not my cup of tea. Too many settings, too many this, too many that. I keep being told that it's amazing, but hey, that's the choice that we have, right? I don't have a problem with the window desk. Everybody complains about the Windows. What's it called? The Windows. This thing. I got such a headache today. No, wrong one. I want desktop, right? This thing. I barely use this. If I, all I do is hit my Windows key. Yeah, that comes up, but I usually type in my application if I don't have it on a taskbar. because I don't do any. I don't even on Windows. I don't have any desktop icons. I let it, it's always clear. I just want the nice little picture. I love the Bing wallpaper that it downloads. So everybody has their choices in that. But so I figured on Tuesdays I'll do Linux stuff, and then Wednesdays, and then Thursday will be my geoguessing. Some people would like me to play that more during the week. About the only game I'm playing right now because I can't really hold and use a controller really well. With my it's still thumb's still pretty numb, and holding things doesn't hurt, but I don't feel buttons that I have to use with my thumb. And on certain games, that is a must need. On my mouse, I have to deactivate. In Windows, I can do it. Linux, I can't. I have to deactivate the side buttons. It's a good thing I have a mouse that has software that does that. It's not a fancy mouse, but it does it. Because often I hit a back button and all of a sudden I'm like, wait a minute, I either closed OBS or I did something really stupid. So it's streaming Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays. Tuesday in the afternoon, my afternoon, Central U.S. around 3:00. Wednesday evening, Thursday afternoon, and then Sunday morning for the coffee clutch. So I try to, kind of get the different time zones to try to get some more people on. But those are my schedules. I try to keep to it pretty well. There are times that I can start at 2:30, and there's times I don't start till 4:00. Depends on what's going on at the house. But yeah, I do like Endeavor, and it hasn't failed me yet. I actually have my wife on Endeavor too.
You are enjoying Steve's very own live.
I have her also on GNOME. My desktop is Endeavor and Windows. Then I have two laptops with XFCE because they're older laptops. And like the one laptop that I have up here, the one up here is just to monitor the stream to see if the stream stops or anything like that I won't notice until the last minute. And then I have one sitting downstairs in our family room that does a family slideshow that I load pictures onto it.
Steve's very own live.
Thank you, announcer guy. You notice you hear that? That's using that old record VST that I got from free. It was from Isotope program called from Isotope. Forget the name of it. Isotope's the company. The album, I forget. You've used GNOME and XFC a bit. XFC is lightweight, but GNOME seems to run smoother and smooth animations. Yeah, it does. It does. And I key out, oh, it's bloated. I don't even, I got 32 gigs of memory on this machine. My wife's got 16 gigs on the laptop. I'm not into that RAM thing, My system's so lean. I only need 200. I only use 250 megs of RAM at startup. Oh boy, aren't you glad that you have? You are such a winner there. Let me pat you on the back. Yeah, it depends. I mean, I haven't even looked too much on my Endeavor system. I just run things. And my son is always stressing us. So he's got a Windows laptop. You have 16 gigs of DDR3. I think that's what's on my laptop. And I have DDR4, 32 gigs of DDR4 on the desktop. More RAM doesn't actually translate into better performance. Sometimes it's overkill, but my son, he'll be on his Windows laptop and he's got all his creating stuff, his game maker stuff. He's got a beast of a laptop. It's a HP Omen 17. So we bought that for him because he needed a good program to run 3D programs in that when he's going to college. And then he also, at the same time, he's using family-wise, we are on Endeavor OS. Now, I don't leave... Windows is only for my streaming. The only time I go into Windows is when I'm building stuff for my Windows stream. I don't often use it as my daily driver. Linux is my daily driver. Endeavor is my daily driver. My son, and I have the three screens here, will have Chrome open on each screen and 3 to 6 tabs open on each with YouTube videos. And never an issue. Even when I was on Pop OS on NextCard in here, it's running pretty smooth. I don't have many issues, even streaming. Although there was just a big drop right there. Of course, as I mentioned it, and I think that's more of a Xfinity issue. We have an average 600 download and anywhere from 40 to 60 upload, depending on the time of day. And my stream, I got 10 going out to YouTube, and I got 6 going out to Twitch. So figure altogether, it's about 18. Hope to catch you visiting Brazil on Street View sometimes. Yeah, you always miss me. There's at least every Thursday, at least one time I'm going to be in Brazil. And every once in a while, I am on, am in the São Paulo area. I don't get to pick and choose where I want to go. It just puts me there. And that's why I like GeoGuessr, just being able to see how, in a way, how other people live in their countries and that. It's very interesting, or Google Maps these streets. Yeah, tomorrow I will be doing GeoGuessr. Not 100% sure what time. Might be a little bit later. Because I have to do a couple errands tomorrow with my son. But I will be streaming tomorrow with GeoGuessr. Which is just, it's fun. And, my hand does bother me with the mouse. And I sometimes can't control it. And actually, I'm using OpenGuessr. And sometimes their server gets bogged up. And there's a lot of glitches. But I generally enjoy it. It's really fun. Just trying to figure out where and I'm getting a little bit better with each time. I have to start, you've always mistaken Thursday with Tuesday. Um, yeah, why can't each day of the week have a different name or letter to it? A different letter to it? Because we have Saturday, Sunday, we do have Monday, then we got Tuesday, Thursday, then we do have Wednesday, and then we have Friday. I go back and talk to the ancients on that one. But yeah, I do have a lot of fun with GeoGuessr and that. I gotta keep saying I gotta start probably should start playing some like games that use flags, so I can pick out countries with flags, and then telephone numbers. And sometimes there's a lot of signage, and I can't even pick out the language. There are some countries that don't do English at all. And other countries have a lot of their signage with a lot of mixed English in there. But I've been getting, I think, pretty good with it. It's pretty fun. I never knew how popular it was. It was it last October or so. There was the GeoGuessr Championship, and Twitch had over 17,000 viewers for it. Let's see. Do I have an idea? Last week you had a job interview on Thursday, and when I commented to the Canadian friend, I said it was on a Tuesday. Then I was, oh, sorry, I was thinking it was Thursday, not Tuesday. It happens. You find it very hard to memorize the difference? Yeah. It happens. Just wait till you're my age, Sonny. I couldn't remember. It's the menu. The Windows menu. I couldn't remember the word menu. Oh, brother. What else is going on with you, Ramon? How's your friend Brian is his name? How's he doing? Doing okay?
Ooh, that's kind of small.
Get out of here, Eugene.
Yikes.
Oh, Eugene. Go back to DJ 506's stream, goddammit. Leave me alone. And how's your gaming doing? Oh, hello. Whoa, hey, whoa. Where does she come from? Uh-oh. Get these surprise visits. Think he's still staying at the hospital for a week? Not just remember, he commented he had surgery. Okay. You chat on Microsoft Teams mostly? Yeah, Teams is, it's pretty decent. I know it's still Microsoft and that, but I think it was better than Skype. We use Teams at work. I haven't used Teams since I left work. I don't really have no need for it. Oh, excuse me, boy. Today was just I slept pretty bad last night and I had such a headache today. Have I already heard about Whereby, Steve? I'm not sure what you're asking, Ramon. Is Whereby a program? Let's see. Let's see what else has been going on. Oh, Whereby is like Teams and Microsoft, but it's web. Yeah, no, I've not heard of that. I did download um I mostly use flat packs. Oh, excuse me, except for OBS. Um because I use so many plugins that majority of plugins don't work. I remember back when Flatpaks first started, you would still be able to get some of the Flatpaks to work by throwing them in the var
Steve,
folder.
someone has joined the chat on YouTube.
Hello, Carmine. What is up? Total S today is in the house. Mr. Lennox himself. Carmine is here to keep you awake. Yep. I was debating, I've been planning on streaming, I'll try to keep this up. But such a headache today. Such a headache today. What is up, Mr. Carmine? I hope you are doing well. But over on the Endeavor side, since I, do use GNOME, I do load, like I said, it's mostly flat packs. Outside of OBS on Endeavor, I installed from the AUR and all its plugins. But everything else is pretty much a flat pack, and there are a lot of nice new tools. I'm not on Endeavor right now, so I don't remember half of the ones I've installed yesterday. But they have some real cool tools. Oh, there's one that you can decorate your folders in your system. You can change that up. I thought that was interesting. There is I do a lot of Chrome web apps. But sometimes the icons can make things a little, they don't look good. But I guess with this one web app application, you can change it up a little bit and use it to add newer icons, better looking icons. You like Endeavor? It's blazing fast, fat-free, and stable. I think so. I was looking, it's like, oh, what do I want to I want it to be easy to run OBS. That's my main thing of when I look at anything that I'm going to run on my computer. What is the ease of installing OBS and such? And like I said, you can use the flat pack, but for me, there's not enough flat pack plugins. I would be missing quite a few plugins that I use in my stream and my daily setup and that. Some of the developers, they do Linux apps. That's great about a lot of the developers that are creating OBS apps, plugins, not apps, plugins, that they do have a Linux and a Mac compatibility. You can run them on Mac too and Linux. Even though that they design them for Windows, a lot of them don't test them out. They just they have basically have a program, that packages it up. I guess Flatpaks is a little bit harder, but I've heard of some people doing Flatpaks themselves. I don't think I could ever really attempt that. It might be easy, it might not. I don't know. But there were quite a few new GNOME design Flatpaks that came out. And then for like Endeavor, so Endeavor does not have a store, an app store, but there is a Flatpak called Bazaar. And that's bizarre. It's bizarre as, a shopping bazaar. And, it's basically a really nice looking GNOME store. Looks like the messages are slow. Something's slowing it down to YouTube. I don't know. Oh well. But yeah, I have fun, and like I said, I mean, Endeavor is my daily driver. Windows I use for streaming, and I don't feel like cutting out a quarter of my stuff I do just to be on Linux. And that's why I still, attack me, Microsoft all you want. I understand where people are coming from, but I don't care about how it looks. To me, it looks fine. It works fine. I don't care about the terrible menu that I keep seeing. How horrible is the menu on Windows? I don't really use it that way. I guess they're planning on, like with Windows 10, you can move the bar wherever you want it, the panel, and then Windows 11 stopped it. But I don't care. I don't put mine up at the top anymore. What happened to Peppermint OS? Do they still maintain it? Yes, they do. It's a Debian-based system. It's a Debian-based system. Very, very lean. I didn't continue to use it. I had used it again for after they changed it up. But the new developer, and actually kind of has a team, and you can find them on they're in Discord, but they bridge. I forget the name of the I don't think it's Mastodon that they use. I forget the other name of the other like messaging platform, and they just bridge it over to Discord, but Discord does talk to them, and that's where if I converse with them, that's where I go. But Debian just wasn't gonna do it for me. There's it's it's stable and all that, but it just wasn't gonna do it for me. Yes, I know Endeavor used to be called Antergos. Antergos, they had to fold up because of the developer couldn't maintain it anymore, and then Community came in and took over Endeavor. Can't do this by yourself. You know the old days of Mark. You know the problem with old Peppermint. Mark kind of had a team, but Mark didn't have the you know, he didn't keep a lot of notes. And I know there are others close to him. Now I wasn't like a best friend or anything like that. Him and we did converse. And then when I was kind of moved up or after he passed and we were trying to find new developers and all that, I was asked to kind of be on a team, and I got to see the in the forum that was just for the team members in that, and I saw a lot of the discussions there. He was getting very unhappy with the direction of Ubuntu and Snaps, and he had talked about going to Debian, and had started kind of working on a Debian system. There's a kind of a big streamer out there that claims that Mark never thought that. He's kind of full of shit, but that's my opinion. So you know, it was hard. Mark didn't keep a lot of notes in that. The new team developer and the team that he's got, if anybody takes over, they have everything just documented like crazy. They've done a really good job with documenting it. But it's very lightweight. It doesn't install. I think it installs it a little bit more now, but barely with anything in it, and you really have to build it your own. You use Integra OS back in the day, just the installer that was buggy and challenging, but even then the system was much faster and lightweight than it is today. And you're glad they forked Integrals and continued it. I honestly have no idea what I'd be using nowadays if it weren't for Endeavor OS. Yeah, you know, I looked at Cashy OS. I was looking at Bazite and all that, but a lot of it's really aimed towards gaming, and I don't do really any gaming. You know, and as far as like I think like Cashy, you can change your kernel and all that, and I don't even think about that. But I'm, you know, what so I knew I wasn't gonna go on like do Ubuntu. I wanted to do I Pop OS, the Cosmic. I love the desktop, but again, it had a extra issue with OBS. Able to, when you're on an Ubuntu based system, you're able to install OBS by using the PPA that they have connected to OBS, and Ubuntu is like their main focus. It's Ubuntu based and then Flatpaks. So Ubuntu, easy to install. You get them, you know, you're maybe just like one version behind Windows. You're going to get your closest Windows-like experience on an Ubuntu system. Majority of the plugins work. A lot of the developers, I said, are making plugins for Ubuntu. They're just an easy drag and drop a zip file, you know, the zip file into a folder, or they have a .deb package to install it. Can't be much easier than that. But with, I don't know if it was a combination, but after I installed OBS on Pop Cosmic, Windows were an issue that if you moved a window out, you couldn't put it back, and you couldn't move it to another. If you actually let go of it, and you couldn't, and I'm not talking about custom docks, because custom docks you can't do that in a Wayland-based system at all. But just regular docks. So like if you install a plugin that has a dock to it, you can't add those into OBS like you normally could. So like, you know what I mean? Like All these are dock windows. And if I would move this downstream, say I move this out, and I have to let go of it in the movement, or not place it right, I wouldn't be able to grab it again. I had to close it and restart OBS, and it would come back. It was a real pain in the ass. Or with the newer docks, so like, you get these docks, and I got, these are not custom. Well, some of these are custom docks, but if I put like stream up the program, it's not a custom dock. I could put that in. I couldn't do that on Pop Cosmic. It was pretty bad. It would like take up a quarter of the window, but just would overlay OBS. I'm like, I can't do OBS like this. This is shit. So was it a combination of Rust, Wayland, and NVIDIA? I'm like, no, Pop Cosmic. I'm sorry, Pop Cosmic team. I love it. Yes, it is GNOME looking, but it's really a beautiful desktop. It's simple and easy to customize. I can't run OBS on it. Not my way. Flatpak was no different. Flatpak was an issue too. I tried them both. So, what was I going to do? I don't know. So I even looked at Zorin OS. Zorin is the old Pop. It's just like Pop. It's GNOME with extensions, and they make sure that the extensions work. Unless you get the XFCE Zorin, but Zorin is GNOME with extensions, just like Pop was, to make it a little more customizable and a little more friendly. But they still use the old, like the Ubuntu installer, like the live version, takes forever to start up. I'm like, what is this shit? Sorry, Carmine, if you're watching. I know you love Zorin, and it's you and no. Again, was it because of NVIDIA? I don't think that's an issue anymore. I even went with graphics safe. I waited 15 minutes to get to a live session in Zorin OS on the desktop. I said, nah, screw this. I'm not going with Zorin. What do? I do want Ubuntu-based system. It's so much easier than that.
You are enjoying Steve's very own live.
Don't want to go to regular Ubuntu. Too much with the snap packages and all that. So what do I want to do? All right, I used Endeavor for like 9 months. Okay, I'm gonna go back to Endeavor. Of course, wasn't that slow for you? And it is. I mean, and it would have been perfect, with I have been telling, people, if you're coming over, don't, if you're brand new to Linux, don't go to Fedora. And especially if you use OBS, go to a Ubuntu-based system so you can use the PPA to install it. Zorin and Linux Mint, even though I've never been a super fan of Mint. I've used it many times. But the Cinnamon desktop is just, they have nice customization. But the Cinnamon desktop looks just as old to me as XFC does. Yes, Linux is predictably unpredictable unless you buy a Chromebook, no surprise. What was I reading yesterday, or earlier today? Basically, someone is coming out with a... As funny as this sounds, someone's coming out with a Linux version of Chrome OS, even though Chrome OS is Linux, so to speak. but it's gonna, with the same kind of immutable system and the AB update, where you're on A and then it updates to B and then it'll switch over. There's a problem, we'll go back to A, which makes it extremely stable in that. But there's so many considerations to come, and I've seen a couple in the last couple weeks. I've seen several people. I finally came over to Linux. I dumped Windows because PewDiePie. Again, if if you're just an average streamer and don't use OBS like I do, there's nothing wrong with using using the flat pack. But I don't see why I should have to, if I, to satiate some of the Linux fans out there, get off Windows so I can have 3/4 of what I like to use in Linux. That's just me. That's just me. But I sometimes learn things in leaps and bounds, and on my Endeavor system, and trying to get voice sounds to work. My voice changer, and I started working with Easy Effects and learn how to use. I'm learning how to use that, and I can connect it to StreamerBot on Linux. So I can have my voice changes. So check out that stream from yesterday. Linux and OBS and StreamerBot, oh my. So I had a comment the other, because I use some AI stuff. I mean, I'm to make this guy up here and this guy up here, I can build them in OBS, but they're out of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and I wanted something different. I wanted something my own. Now I'm not a good. I can dissect and digest a lot of HTML. I can figure out where to change things, but I get totally stuck on building things. I just get totally stuck. So hey, ChatGPT, this is what I have in mind. Then I get it to a certain point, and then I can go in and I can start building it and changing it my own. And then a couple of my songs that I have during my starting soon scene, and today I didn't have it on, but I've made a couple of the AI thumbnails. And I was told that I was just lazy and it was just slop. Like, but it's fun learning how that stuff works. What can I say? Just too many, it's like, oh, I'll never use AI. Okay, that's fine, but why even mention it? You're never, just don't use it. Never. It's just slop. I like slop. I like slopping things together. Excuse me. Oh well. That's the way it goes. People got to troll. Like Omega, you mentioned, you brought up about Peppermint and that, and when they were doing their changes and they started working on their release, someone, and I did a couple of specific streams on the new Peppermint, and I don't know why they just didn't keep the Ubuntu base, and what's it called when they take the product and then they go backwards with it to see how it works. God, why am I going blank on that? Why didn't they do that? I did it. I made my own version of Peppermint by doing it that way. Reverse engineering, that's it. Why did they reverse engineer it? Well, one, they didn't want to in that, but if you had I said, did you even reach out to them to make suggestions? Crickets. People are quick to criticize. Like the Super Bowl halftime. If you didn't like it, just change the frickin' channel. Don't even watch. I mean, this year was crazier than ever. I swear to God. But anyway, that's America right now. I don't even want to get into that tonight. I still got my headache. But so Omega, if you're still there, are you still gaming? I know you haven't streamed in quite a while. Are you still gaming? No, I'm over here. I'm over. I'm right here. I'm right here. No, I'm not over there. I'm right here. Oh, go away. Oh, go away. Are you lost? So you walk through my show because you're lost. Do you know where you're going? Yeah, just off that way. You haven't been gaming anymore. I mean, with the lives, maybe in the future. It is not an easy thing. Even I'm retired and thinking I have all this extra time. In a way I do, but then I have to, my wife's still working. So I'm the one, is pretty much responsible for getting my son around and that, because he doesn't drive. And something always comes up, but I can, usually get my 4 days a weekend. It's a commitment. It's hard to keep up. Was really difficult when I was working. It's why when I did the Sunday Lennox Coffee Clutch at the time, I just was my only day off, and I would get up early on my day off to do the stream because that's the only day that I really had. If I have any Git packages from the AUR, did you know that in order to update them, you need to reinstall these packages to pull out the late commits? But yeah, but doesn't yeah, Endeavor OS's update system handles that? I didn't know that, but I see it, when it updates OBS, and it will update some of the plugins when they get changed. I only have, like I said, pretty much OBS and its plugins are pretty much the only thing that I have installed from the AUR. Everything else is Flatpak, or I did one or two things through Pacman. But the Endeavor OS updater does a really good job. But I will only do updates once a week. Oops. I'll only do updates once a week. And the latest Windows updates, they've been kind of screwy. Yeah, if he's interested, I will always take an extra viewer here and there. The more the merrier. He had participated in one of your gaming live streams on YouTube back in the day. Yeah. I am always open and welcome to all sorts of people coming into the stream. I talk about a lot of different stuff. And that's the fun part of it, knowing people from around the world. And right, he lives in Australia, right? He lives on would that be the southern end towards Perth? I think he told me or showed me. What happened to you yesterday? You had an accident, got super glue over both your hands, not too much, but quite a lot, even on three fingernails. Oh yeah, acetone's pretty rough. I have sometimes glued my fingers together because either I didn't pay attention to it. Oh, acetone didn't work on for the nail. Oh. Yep, super glue is a cool thing, but it can be an issue. Oh boy. You had to use a nail polish sander to polish nail sander on the nails, and it worked. He probably had really nice nails, right? Did you ever see the movie American Pie? Oh, I bet it was. That stuff's pretty rough. But there, when was it? It's pretty old now, but American Pie is like one of these coming of age movies, and um, someone told this kid that sex was having like sex with an apple pie. But that wasn't the weird part. The weird part was he was not to get too graphic here. It's just that the glue thing. He thought he had lubricant and it was glue, and he glued his hand to his member. Oh. I'm so bad. I'm so bad. Well, I'm gonna, I wasn't planning on being long, although an hour and 22 minutes here.
Steve, someone has joined the chat on YouTube.
Oh my God. Wednesday Rose, Miss Rose. What is up, darling? There's no Vince here for you to accost. Long time no see. I hope you are doing well. I hope you are doing fine over in the Philippines. You like that? That's what I do. I create stuff to have fun with. You have I've really, oh, go. Oh, these stunt doubles. I don't know. I've been trying for the longest time to get Nate to do some of the things that I just kind of like make it, a little more fun on the Linux Saloon. Oh, what? Yeah. Say hi. Yes, there's people in the audience. Oh, you're gonna take a picture of them. That's great. That's great. That's great. Oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do with these guys. These clones. These clones of mine. I borrowed a cloning machine from another streamer that I know. They like to steal the limelight. They might come and get me in the middle of the night, throw me in the computer, take over. At least it's imaginative. Yeah, that's what I stream these days. I don't do these talk shows and that anymore. That's so not me. Especially when I don't want to talk about distributions and crap like that. Although I am, so I have been talking about Linux again on Tuesdays, talking about using OBS and StreamerBot in Linux, trying to get StreamerBot to work and all that stuff, because StreamerBot's a Windows platform, but it works well in wine or bottles. But yeah, I just like creating and having fun, and it's all about entertainment. Because you can do commands. See at the bottom here, all these. If you do exclamation mark and on one and enter one of these in. Now some of them, the more you watch, you're going to be earning points as you watch. But they cost a certain amount of points to use. And it's like, what is someone going to do to disrupt me today? So is all going well, Rose? Family well and all that? But I was just getting ready to call it a night. My son should be helping me to animate my live stream. He can give a crap what dad does. He's got his own thing going. Although over on the Twitch side, there we have emojis that we use, and now I have
Steve, someone has joined the chat on YouTube.
Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order?
hello, Blazik. What is up, Mr. Blazik? Let's see. These are some of the icons my son has created for me. Oh, you won't see those. Wait. Oh, that's right. I got me blocked from my own stream. It's 8 a.m. in India. Time to wake up. We got India here. We got the Philippines here. We got Brazil here. And then we got someone from Ohio here. $9.27 in the Philippines. You were able to send a link? Oh, I thought you might be a moderator on my YouTube channel. What's that from? Let's see. A million Amelias? Is that you, Rose? What am I up to today besides no good? Actually, I was just kind of getting off. Wait, no, that didn't sound right. No, I've had a nasty headache pretty much most of the day. It's going down a little bit now. Probably shouldn't have been streaming. But just chatting here. Wednesday Rose is a old friend. Was made using AI. Here, I'll show something before I kind of go. Do. So here I had these made with Chat GPT. This will be for my tech days, Steve's very own, and there's OBS and StreamerBot and Stream Deck and all that. There you are. Then there's for the coffee clutch. And that's for GeoGuessr Day on Thursdays. You take magnesium supplement for a headache? Yeah, okay. I'll look at that. Blazek has his math exams were really tough. I thought I was giving exams of engineering in high school. And then I got one that I don't have it on my Windows system here, but then I have one that's there's my son.
You are enjoying Steve's very own live.
He's asking if I want something. He's 30 years old and he still gets a treat. What can I say? So, I was told that they were AI slap, but you know, it just I seen a stream of or a YouTube video about doing them. I saw actually two, and I'm like, well, let me check this out. And the one I have actually, let's see if I can. I think I have it on my backup drive. Hold on. I have one that is Linux. My Linux. Yeah, here we go. Or do I have it here? Yeah, here we go. This is, I think this one was the closest one. This is I took an image that I did with streaming years ago. It got this sweater that I was wearing pretty close. Let's see. Let me show you the so I gave it this picture to use. And see the sweater and the, you know, not bad. It did a pretty good job copying. It's got my microphone pretty close. But when I did it, it had me like this, but then also holding the mug with the right. So I had two right hands. I'm like, can you fix that? ChatGPT will only let you do like about 3 images a day, or it makes you wait an hour before you do the next one if you did too many. But it was interesting. It was fun to play with. I do use it to help me make some HTML things in that. So that's fun. Now I'm going to be waiting. Now Blazek is going to be making his. Happy belated Valentine's Day. Well, thank you. Although
Steve,
my wife and
someone has joined the chat on YouTube.
oh god, everybody's well.
Hello. Hey. Hello.
What is up, Steven Anderson? 2 times this week? How lucky am I? What else you showing me here, Rose? Yeah, some of the stuff is amazing. Although I'm so tired of seeing it on Facebook. What I do, this is what she sent me. I like the ones that have like the top actors from like the 70s as superheroes and then from the 80s as superheroes. Some of them are pretty good and some of them are pretty bad. Very interesting. Very, but it's pretty cool.
Steve's very own live.
ChatGPT is free in India with unlimited images. Well, excuse me. I should be so very lucky for what, Rose? I missed that. So I'm going to single-handedly cause the collapse of society by using AI so much. And I really, it's I won't use it for my like everyday life. Like, what should I do with my finances? Or how should I take care of my hand? That might help, but it's like, no, I'm not. I should have one. Because I got a picture of Nate. I should have one with Nate. Have it do something with Nate. He'd come from Michigan and beat my butt. Give him those because he's got some big arms in that. Did I watch the Money Heist series in Netflix? No, I did not. That the one that the Rip with Matt Damon and is that the one you're talking about with Matt Damon and what's his name? But anyway, I am going to have to drop off. Steve, you said, how you been? How lucky can I get? I got my old timers coming back, so I am going to say goodbye. I do have to jump off. I got to go take some more Tylenol or something, get some more water. It's a Spanish series. OG came in COVID period. Oh, okay. I see Netflix has Fighter and RRR. I might have to watch those again. But anyway, my friends, I do have to jump off. Let's go to thank you. All right, so the magic, not a big stream today, but perfect. All these friends here. Omega Beast, Ramon in Brazil, Total OS, the guy in Ohio. Miss Wednesday Rose, the Blazik, and Steven Anderson. I really appreciate you guys showing up and talking with me. So I will be streaming tomorrow. Not sure exactly what time, but it will be Central Time US, 3 or 4 o'clock. -6 UTC. We're gonna be doing GeoGuessr, so come help me find out where the I am. And then I will be back on Sunday after that for the Sunday Coffee Clutch, not the Linux Coffee Clutch. And for you Linux fans, on Tuesdays you will see me running Linux. So take care. Great having you guys. Take care. Love you. Bye.